All right, Larry Krueger here from the Pig in a Pickle Krug Show with a little 49er video. That's right. And check out Pig in a Pickle. 2 locations, Emeryville and Corte Madera. They're open 7 days a week in both spots from 11 a.m. till 8 p.m. or until they run out. Go check out Pig in a Pickle. Get the brisket chili. Go say hi to Damon and Mary. Tell them that Larry Krueger sent you. All right, this video is also brought to you by our month of February Vegas trip sponsors, Sharp Corner Sports Cards and Collectibles. They're at 205 Cypress Avenue in Pacific Grove, California. Give Anthony Catania a call. They're at 831-521-5264 for all your sports cards, and collectible needs, and also valleyhillroofing.net, 209-481-6851. They're a Go Green contractor. Check their link. It's in the description. You need a top-notch roofer. valleyhillroofing.net does a great job. Once again, 209-481-6851. All right. Well, the 49ers lose Super Bowl 58. What a bummer this Monday has been. But one of the interesting things that I took away from the game was this report by Albert Breer on Twitter. He says, one 49er thing I took from reporting this last night, some may question Brock Purdy, but Steve Spagnuolo, the Chiefs defensive coordinator, and the Chiefs defensive staff does not. They were blown away by how he ripped apart their zone looks. One of the coaches told me he sees Drew Brees qualities in Brock Purdy. So, yeah, I mean, if there was one thing that, I think the 49ers found out is that their young quarterback could handle the bright lights, and their young quarterback could they didn't win the game, but it wasn't because Brock Purdy somehow wasn't good. Brock Purdy was pretty good in this game. 23 of 38, 255 yards. He had the 1 touchdown. He was sacked once. 89.3 rating. And obviously, Purdy was tough on himself at the podium afterwards. I could have been better. They could have been better in the red zone. He also ran 3 times for 12 yards. He had a 9-yard run in there as well. But the Niners only produced 22 points. And there you go. I mean, 22-point performance from the offense is not what the Niners wanted. The Niners have been averaging 30 points a game with Brock Purdy. Now, they were going up against a good defense in Kansas City, but they needed to produce more offensively. If you go back and say to this, to yourself, would you kept a Chief team to 25, or your offense produced 22? I would say most people would say the offense was probably more disappointing than the defense. Despite the fact that Kansas City got the touchdown that they needed in overtime to win 25-22. But overall, I think, Spagnuolo's right, is that, Purdy's a good quarterback. He's a good young quarterback. He knows the game. He can throw with anticipation. He's smart. He can get the ball out quickly. He's pretty athletic. They didn't win the game, but there's no question that Brock Purdy knows how to play the position. And whether you give him he's really good against man-to-man. He's not as good against zone, but he knows where to go with the football. I mean, this is a kid who had 47 career starts at Iowa State, and it shows. It absolutely shows. He's experienced. He throws with time. The ball comes out on time. Good tempo, good rhythm. He's a rhythm thrower. He's very accurate. He processes what he sees. He's got next level escapability, so he's got the 1-5-4 10-yard split, so he can move around the pocket and get away from defenders when he needs to and create more time. But he's not looking to get away and run. He's looking to get away and get to another launch point and throw. And he's really good off the play action. He can turn his back on the defense, and he knows immediately where everybody is on the field. I mean, you could see that right away. That was an area right away where he was clearly superior to Jimmy Garoppolo. Garoppolo would turn his back on the defense. When he would flip back around, he would have to kind of recalibrate. Where are my receivers? Where's the defense? Who's open? Brock, when he flips around, he is ready to release the ball. He knows inherently where the defenders are going to be, where his receivers are going to be. He's much more in lockstep with his receivers. He plays much more on time than Jimmy ever did. He can buy more time with his legs. He'll stand in against the rush and take the big hit. He plays with a lot of courageousness. So, I mean, it was good to see. Spagnuolo, there's no reason after you beat a team in the Super Bowl to be like, and their quarterback stinks. So I'm sure there are people that look at that and be like, who cares what he said? But the truth is that Brock Purdy can rip apart his own defense and can, make some amazing throws and did play pretty well in this game, and does look a lot like Drew Brees. I asked Willie Snead, I said, Willie, what do you think? You played New Orleans for a lot of years. Does Brock remind you at all of Drew Brees? And he's like, he reminds me a ton of Drew Brees. So for, some of the Chiefs coaches to suggest that Brock looks like Drew Brees is not only not surprising, it's not something, it's something that we've heard before. Willie Snead played with Brees and has played with Brock. And I said, what reminds you of Brees, when you watch Brock? And he's like, well, just the movement ability, but it's the accuracy, the rhythm. The ball comes out on time. He puts it on your hands. He's insanely competitive. He's very, very bright. You can't fool him with formation, with any kind of, blitz package that he's not used to, or, he can operate with a dizzying array of different formations, and he can verbalize the whole thing. He's very bright. He can digest a vast playbook and go from, different looks and different formations, and, can just handle a lot of variables in a short amount of time, and shows intellect, but it also shows experience. And that's really what Purdy has. He's got 47 starts of college football experience. And when you watch him out there, it really shows. I mean, he's not intimidated. You don't see him looking baffled. It's not like little wrinkles really seem to bug him. The ball comes out on time. It comes out accurately. He's a super competitive guy who gets himself in position to make big plays. And he crushes man-to-man coverage. But, man, he's starting to get better against, finding the soft spot in the zone. He knows how to throw with anticipation and throw his guys open and lead his receivers into the void. So, I mean, he's a young quarterback who's played a lot in college, and it really shows at the NFL level. And if you read the quote here or the tweet by Albert Breer, he said, man, the Chiefs and their defensive coaches had a real appreciation for the talent that is Brock Purdy. All right, thanks to Pig and a Pickle for being the title sponsor of the Krug Show. Thanks to our two Vegas sponsors, Sharp Corner Sports Goods, Sports Cards and Collectibles. Give Anthony Catania a call at 831-521-5264. Also, if you're looking for a roofing contractor, I would definitely recommend valleyhillroofing.net. They're at 209-481-6851. Look for both of their website links in our description. And thanks to all you guys for supporting The Krug Show on YouTube.